This is not a vlog style or a haul style video. I'm going to be talking about my favorite things, my favorite products from 2017. It's not necessarily new products that have come out in 2017, but they're products that I've discovered in 2017. The first one on the list is LuLaRoe, and more specifically the LuLaRoe leggings. I have never tried any of the other items that LuLaRoe offers. I've never tried any of the tops or jackets or anything like that. I would like to someday. I don't happen to have a local consultant that I can just stop by and try stuff on to see which ones work for me or not. Someday I will. Once I figure that out, I'll get into that. But for right now, the leggings will suffice. I have a mild addiction to them for a couple of reasons, which I'll get into. These are all of the leggings that I happen to own right now. I have 5 pairs that have come from various places. These 3 have come from my regular LuLaRoe consultant. This pair was a gift, and this pair I purchased in a Facebook group directly from somebody who was destashing, but allegedly these were brand new. So I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of LuLaRoe while talking a little bit about these leggings themselves. These are a polyester spandex mix of fabric. They're very soft. LuLaRoe is known and praised for its method of brushing their fabric to the point where it's very smooth. And even the inside of the leggings are quite smooth. There have been some manufacturing or quality control problems with the leggings in the past. Claims of seams bursting, with the fabric being so overbrushed to the point that it bursts, and people have exposed underwear and flesh and legs and so on and so forth with these defective products. I personally have not experienced any of that, so I can't comment on that. I have a few issues with the quality, which I'll get into, but none of that has anything to do with holes or rips or anything like that. To care for your LuLaRoe leggings, it is recommended that you wash them on cold. I recommend that you use the gentle or lowest cycle on your washing machine. Turn them inside out, and before putting them in the washing machine might help preserve some of the color, keep the pattern from fading. Never put them in the dryer. Take them out of the washing machine and hang them up to dry. I find that they dry in just a couple of hours, really, and then they're either wearable or you can fold them or put away. They don't take very long to dry. They're very lightweight. I actually happen to have a postal scale right here. It'll vary, you know, due to sizes and different fabrics and so on and so forth, but this pair in particular weighs in at under 7 ounces, so they're relatively lightweight, and they feel nice and smooth. They feel like a second skin when you have them on, which is one of the reasons why I like it. So don't put them in the dryer. Hang them up. Don't iron them. If they're wrinkly, just shake them out, steam them if you have a steamer, hang them up in the bathroom when you're taking a shower to help steam them out, that sort of thing. They are, LuLaRoe is an MLM company, multi-level marketing, which I generally consider to be evil. I think that they, the pyramid scheme marketing, I think it targets women who don't have a lot of options otherwise to earn income. And I say that full well knowing that I like my LuLaRoe leggings, I like my Avon, I like my Mary Kay. I do like some of them and I will support them. More specifically, I will support my consultant, not necessarily a big fan of the company. Some of them are worse than others. LuLaRoe, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos from current and former consultants in preparation for filming this over the past couple of weeks, and it just, people kind of get out of it what they can put into it. And if the consultant happens to live in an area that's populated and where these are popular, she's going to do really well. And there are a lot of really sad stories of women and families who have invested a lot. It's at least like $5,000 to, up front to get started in this. It's some people's entire life savings, and there are just some really sad stories of people that just or flops at it. I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny, but you know, like me, if I was going to do something like that, I couldn't sell something in person to save my life. So I have a lot of empathy for things like that. Anyway, moving on. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons of the LuLaRoe leggings. Again, I only have experience with the leggings, so that's all I'm going to talk about. They're incredibly comfortable. They're soft. Some of them are quite pretty. I know some people, this isn't some people's style, but I'm a big fan of this one. I like just the bright, beautiful flowers, but a huge chunk of the leggings that I have seen are hideous. Even if they're pretty colors, they're just visually unappealing. So occasionally you'll come across some that are pretty, like I like these ones with the snowflakes. Some of them are just really, really ugly. I did originally think these were okay, and now I think that they're really, really ugly. So you don't, unless it's a blind bag, you know, deal or something you're purchasing, you don't have to buy something that's ugly if you don't want to. It took several months of kind of stalking my consultant and a few other consultants that she recommends, because a lot of them will work together to find the few pairs that I do have that I do like. Another pro is the consultant herself. She's the sister of a friend. She's a very sweet girl. She lives in a state fairly nearby, so when I order something from her, I usually get it like within 2 days, just because she's just a couple of hours away. So that's really cool. She's also very sweet, and she'll do things like with their latest releases, the all black noir line, and I had asked her if she could get a pair of leggings in my size, and she did. And before she even, you know, made them live on her page for sale, she sent me a private message on Facebook and said that she has a pair with my name on it. Would I like it? Oh yes, absolutely. She sent me an invoice. I paid right away. They were in the mail the next day. So just get to know your consultant. I happen to be in a group with her other patrons that's kind of small. I think there's less than 500 of us, so she kind of gets to know us a little bit personally, and she knows, you know, our sizes and what colors we like. And you know, if I'm watching her do a live feed or whatever, she'll be like, "Oh, Kim, this is in your size, and you're gonna love this pattern." And that's how, you know, I came across this. I was watching her live feed, but I wasn't really paying attention, you know, until I heard my name. I was doing something, and then I heard my name, and I was like, oh, you know, she's talking to me, and she's like, oh, you know, this is your size, and you're really gonna like it. It's your style. And I was like, yes, it is. Send me the invoice. So get to know your consultant. Along the same line, I like supporting other women, and there are some male consultants as well. I don't mean to sound sexist. It's just the majority of them are women, and all of the other consultants and everybody that I've personally encountered via Facebook, they do a lot of business on Facebook, and those groups have all been female. So I don't mean to sound sexist, but it's only women that I've been dealing with so far. Another big perk for me is these are really warm to wear. They're very warm on the leg. Because they're so tight fitting, I can wear them underneath other clothes, other pants. So I can wear these underneath my jeans and get that. I live in New Hampshire. Winter's right around the corner. It gets cold here. Really, really cold. I do not like wearing long underwear or thermal underwear or long johns, as they call it. They're uncomfortable and scratchy. These are not. They're nice and warm. I've tested them out on some cold days here. My jeans slip right over them. It's an extra layer of warmth on my legs, an extra layer of warmth under my pajamas or as pajamas at night. In fact, a couple of evenings in weeks past, I've been too warm trying to sleep. So I think that they're going to be okay for me come winter when it's, you know, -20 outside and we've lost power and we're all huddled around a little propane heater. I think these are going to be okay for me. Another big perk for me is that they are leggings. I am essentially disabled. I have a back condition. Some days, like today, I happen to be in a lot of pain. Dressing myself can become an issue. My husband commutes. He's not around a lot, so I have to take care of myself. I have to be a big girl and take care of myself. Putting on real clothes sometimes is an extreme chore and causes more pain than it's worth. I love leggings, not necessarily LuLaRoe, but just leggings or even sweatpants in general, because they can just slide right on up, and even if I'm in a lot of pain, I can usually manage to easily dress myself and undress myself. So most of the time I'm okay, but every once in a while we'll hit patches like I am right now where I've done something to my back. I'm really suffering, and it's hard to get dressed and undressed. So these definitely help with that. And again, like I said, I work from home. I craft. I work on my crafts and my cards, and I sell on my Etsy shop. So I don't have to be anywhere a lot of the time. I have obligations, to pick up my daughter and to attend events with her. And of course I have normal clothes that I can wear. Once a week, I volunteer at a medical clinic that's not too far from the house, in which I have to wear normal clothes for. But most of the time I'm home and it's just me. So if I'm wearing a fun, loud print, nobody sees it. It's not like I have people judging me at the grocery store wearing my loud print. So I don't mind. But I do like to wear things that I like, even if they are, not necessarily appropriate for going out in public with, in my mind anyway. I don't really care what other people do. People are free to do whatever they want. You can wear these on your head if you want in public. I don't care. Me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing these to the grocery store. That's just me. But if you're wearing them at the grocery store, I don't care. You go on with your bad self, whatever floats your boat. These are a bit too ugly for my liking. These are from the Halloween collection. I liked them when I saw them being presented. I didn't like them when I got them in person, but I'll continue to wear them. These I don't even like wearing these around the house, so I may end up destashing them just because they bother me. And these ones are actually the wrong size, so I might end up destashing both of those and just having my 3. Anyway, so some of the cons. The fit is pretty inconsistent. This is a tall and curvy, a TC size, and these 4 are all the newer size, the tall and curvy 2, which is a plus size for sizes. I think it's like 18 or 20 and above. So these ones will fit. I just don't like how low the rise is on me. And these ones fit nicely. To be more specific, this one in particular fits me very nicely. I haven't tried these ones on because they're brand new. They just came yesterday and I just washed them and dried them overnight, so I'm going to wear those after my shower later today. These two, they fit, but they seem to be a little bit more generously cut. They seem to sag just a little bit at the crotch, which I normally wouldn't mind, but it's just enough that they'll drop a little bit and then I'll get some thigh rub up at the top, so periodically I have to keep adjusting it. So that is most unfortunate that the most comfortable one so far is the ugliest out of all of them. So the fit is a bit inconsistent, and I did take the time to do measurements on all of these so that I could show you kind of what I'm talking about. First, a disclaimer. Before I had my Etsy shop, and still currently do, I have a business on eBay where I sell mostly secondhand women's clothing. So I am already familiar with fit inconsistencies throughout every brand, every label ever. It's not just LuLaRoe, it's everything. I've had multiples of the exact same dress in the exact same size from the exact same manufacturer that all measure a little bit differently. So there is fit inconsistency everywhere, and even the same line from the same manufacturer. The manufacturer might even cut things a little bit differently from year to year, and so on and so forth. I would get, complaints from customers like, this J. Crew sweater is too small. You must have shrunk it, even though it's brand new. You must have shrunk it because it's too small for me. I always wear a size medium, and, I can't get this over my chest or whatever. And it's like, well, first of all, there is no standardized sizing ever anywhere. Second of all, it is possible that it's just cut a little bit differently from the J. Crews that you're used to. And third of all, I took the time to take the measurements of the actual item and put it right there in the listing for you so that you could determine your fit, and you didn't even do that. So I don't know what you want me to do for you here. So kind of along those same lines, pretty much anything ever that you measure is going to measure out a little bit differently, but I am familiar with how to properly measure clothing because I've been doing that. So let's see. These are the black ones, the new ones that I've not worn yet. And I have a little cheat sheet somewhere. I could hear it. So this one is, oh, okay, one more point, that there is some talk about, there's two countries that manufacture the leggings for LuLaRoe. One is China, one is Vietnam. Some people believe that things are cut differently even between the countries. This is the only one I have that's done in Vietnam, and it's a different size than these, so I don't really have anything to compare, but the fit consistency is still, it was pretty drastic. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, so these are the black ones, made in China, size TC2. The waist unstretched, laying flat. I didn't stretch it or anything. Obviously, there's plenty of stretch if it's going to fit, you know, my hips and ass, but plenty of stretch, but just unstretched, laying flat on the table with a measuring tape, measuring the distance, and then doubling it because, as you know, it goes around the back as well. So the waist measurement is 34 inches. The inseam, this is the distance from the little crotch corner here, in between the legs, where the waist goes, all the way down to the inside of the ankle. That's the inseam. That's 29 inches. The front rise, that's the same measurement, but from the other direction. From the little crotch square here, the crotch cross, all the way up to the top of the waistband. That's the front rise. This is the part that's going to be covering the bottom part of your belly below your waist, is 14.5 inches. And that's a size TC2, manufactured in China. I should note that I've not worn these yet. They just came yesterday. They have been washed and they have been air dried, but they've not been worn yet. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. So these ones are also a TC2 that came from China. The waist was 36 inches, so laying flat, it's 2 inches more than this pair. The rise is 14.5 inches, so it's the same as this pair. And the inseam is 30 inches, so it's an inch longer than the black pair. Again, this is another pair made in China, allegedly the same size. Moving on. Halloween ones, TC2, made in China. The waist is 36 inches, so the same as these. And these have both been worn, so that might make sense. The rise is 15 inches, so the rise is a little bit more than on these two. And the inseam is 28.5 inches, so it is shorter than these two. Last pair of the TC2, also made in China. The waist is 34 inches. These are used. 34 inches is the same as the unused one. The rise is 15 inches, same as the Halloween, and the inseam is 28 inches. So these are the shortest out of all of them. And if you're curious, I did the measurements on the TC as well. If you're curious and trying to figure out if you should go with a TC or a TC2, I think a lot of it has to do with your height as well as your size. I'm 5'8", if that helps you any. So these is size TC, the original tall and curvy, made in Vietnam. The waist is 33 inches, so it's just an inch shorter, I'm sorry, an inch less than the black and the snowflake, which are a size up, an inch less fabric. The rise is 13 inches, and that's where I get into trouble because I need a little bit more rise, so that's why these ones don't really fit me all that great. I can get them on, but they're not great. The rise is 13 inches, so it's a good inch to 2 inches less fabric than on these. And the inseam is 28.5 inches, which is the same as these, but still more than these. So these are all four the same size, all manufactured in the same country. This pair hasn't been worn yet, but it still measures out pretty similar to these, so I don't expect that much of a change. I'll check it in a couple of weeks after a few washing and wearing, and I'll update you if I see any difference. But so fit inconsistency, yes, because they're all cut slightly different. There are other measurements that I could have done that we may have seen some inconsistency as well. I could have done a back rise. I could have measured the thigh circumference. I could have measured the out seam. All of that stuff we may have all seen separate. Those are the ones that I thought that were most important because those are the ones that I personally look into when I'm shopping. But don't expect a LuLaRoe dealer to take those measurements for you. I call her my dealer like a crack dealer, by the way. I know she's called a consultant. Anyway, so the fit inconsistency definitely is there. If you very strictly have to have one size or another, or very strictly have to have perfect measurements, it might be better for you to find a local consultant where you can try something before you buy instead of going to a Facebook group. If you're like me, if you're plus size no matter what, you approximately fit into something is good enough. Or another, depending on my menstrual cycle, I might be puffier a little bit more that month anyway and not mind something being a little bit bigger. I might not be able to wear something smaller. Who knows? So there is some fit in some cut inconsistency for a lot of people like me. It doesn't matter too much. I've never seen, I've never seen a TC2 pair that were made in Vietnam. This is a different size, so I can't really compare too much to the others. I've never seen a TC2 pair made in Vietnam to compare the cut differences and inconsistencies between the two countries. Okay, moving on. We've already talked about the care. The care I actually put down on a con list because it's a pain in the ass, especially if you're like me and you have a husband that's awesome and will help out with the housework, sometimes even without even being asked, and we'll go to switch the loads of laundry from the washer to the dryer, and we'll put your LuLaRoe leggings right into the dryer until you remember like 5 minutes later, oh my god, what did you do? And then have to send him running back into the dryer to retrieve them because he's just thrown them into the dryer. If you're the only one doing your laundry, great. If not, definitely make sure that your partner or your older children know not to put these things in the dryer, because they're not kidding around when they say don't put it in the dryer, because that brings me on to the next con. Even if you're not putting them in the dryer, they're still going to fade. Whether or not they fade consistently is another story. These have been washed and worn. These have been washed. No fading here yet, but it might just be a matter of time on the black. Everything else is starting to fade. They've not been pilling, so that's nice. But all of the colors, these have all been cared for the recommended way. They're all fading. Nothing I can do about it. Aside from the black, this is my newest pair. I've probably only had this 2 or 3 weeks. Probably only been washed 2 or 3 times, and it's already fading. I'm not super concerned about it because, again, nobody else really sees them but me. Or I wear them underneath a tunic where people are not exactly putting their heads up your dress to have a look at what's going on under there in terms of your fabric care. But this does bring me into my next point. My next con is the price. Ladies, these are $25 a pair, which is a lot of money to pay for leggings. It's just a lot. You can go to Walmart and get a pair on clearance for $5 leggings. Even brand new, they're like $10, $12 a pair. These are an investment that depreciates. Make sure that you're investing in a pair that you actually want to wear. It's not as bad as like if you were to buy like a Lululemon leggings or something that are, you know, $200 a pair. Definitely not. These are great for casual around the house, for sleeping, working out. They're really, really warm and comfortable. I like them. I have enough to suit my needs, even if I wore them 4 days a week, which I don't. You know, I might only wear them 2 or 3 days a week. I have enough, but I'll keep an eye out for cute patterns that I might like. I have enough that I don't feel forced into buying something just to have it. If I see something cute, then I'll buy it, but if not, then it's just not. I might, I think I've mentioned in another video, I know that my dealer got a few more pairs of black in my size. I might ask her if I could buy another pair of black in my size, just because they're solid, so these are ones that I can wear out of the house, and I'm comfortable with that. I can even wear them to the clinic underneath a tunic or something, so they're comfortable enough with my back issues that I can wear for, you know, using the bathroom or whatever. At the clinic, I can be more comfortable than wearing, you know, slacks or whatever. I can just wear those underneath a dress, but I can't wear these, you know, loud prints to the clinic. So very, so I might like solid. That kind of brings me, you know, kind of segues into the next point, is that you can't ever find what you're looking for. Kind of their thing is they buy these, I'm assuming at deep clearance, buy these hideous fabrics. Some of them just like, what on earth is that nobody would ever want, and they use their brushing it to death method to get them soft, and that's how they're mass producing these leggings. Your consultant is not able to say, you know, I would like 3 of these snowflake leggings. No, no, no. She can only say, I would like, you know, 3 Christmas leggings in this size, and it's like a mixed bag what she gets. And a lot of times they're just really, really ugly. And I feel really bad for the dealers that have to put a smile on their faces and pretend that the next hideous thing they're pulling out of the box is the most gorgeous thing they've ever seen. Sometimes you get something cute. Most of them, some of them I've even seen that are just cute patterns, but it's like, oh my god, I would never wear that, but it's cute. Most of the time it's just all thumbs down for me. I'm not mean about it, though. I'm not going to sit there and bitch and complain at my dealer. It's not her fault. So, with the exception of the black, because this was kind of a release, a specific release that they did in all black, finding a solid, for me anyway, is really rare. I don't think I've ever seen, personally, I don't think I've ever seen any other solid colored leggings. I have seen a few solid colored tops, but I haven't seen any other solid leggings. It looks like something really, really rare to find. So if you're going to get into it, you need to be patient. If you're going to invest, they're $25. Make sure that you're investing in something that you legitimately like. Don't be like me and stuck with the ugly things because you thought it looked cool and it's really not. Make sure that it's something you really like and that you're investing properly. And I think that's pretty much all that I have for my pros and cons. If you have any questions or whatnot, please let me know. I know that LuLaRoe was not a new thing whatsoever. It's just, I think they've been around for a couple of years. It's just something that I've just gotten into in 2017. Actually, it all started with this pair, the ones that don't fit, which were a gift from a friend who came to visit over the summer, and she brought these for me because she loves them. And she also, she's actually, I think she wears a couple sizes larger than I do. And she was wearing these, so even if you are larger and you want to wear a TC, it'll work. And she's never had any issues that I know of with, you know, seams splitting open or whatever. You can stretch them pretty much. And then sometime after she left from her visit, I got an email from her saying, oh my god, they came out with a TC2, a larger size. So it's like, oh, these are very comfortable. So then we both started purchasing things in a more appropriate size. It fits us a lot better. It's a lot more comfortable going with the TC than the TC2. If you're plus size, oversized 18, I wear like a 20 to 22 to even 24 sometimes, and plus I'm 5'8", so a lot of dealing with the length. Sometimes it's like wearing high water leggings just with the length of them. So that's pretty much what I have for LuLaRoe. I appreciate your attention, and I hope that you, if you're interested, that you check them out. You try to find a dealer that's more local to you, especially if you have some questions about the size and you want to try some stuff off. I know my regular girl is quite lovely, and I'm very happy to know her. She's the sister of a friend, so it's been really nice being able to directly support another woman that way. She's directed me to a couple of other groups that she knows of that might sell stuff in my size as well, so I've joined those Facebook groups as well. I haven't purchased anything from any other consultant. These were from another consumer, I believe, that I got in a Facebook group, and from just a Facebook group just for plus size LuLaRoe. So I try to be as loyal as I can to my consultant, but even she knows that it's entirely possible that I'm not going to find everything that I need from one person. So she was more than happy to direct me to another couple of groups. So I kind of look at those, and I'm not that crazy about it that I have to stock it every second when I swoop stuff up. So I'm content with my collection. I have enough to be keeping with the laundry cycle here at home. I just would like another pair of the black just because I can wear them outside of the house. So that's what I got for LuLaRoe, and I do hope that you've enjoyed. Definitely leave a comment below if you have any questions or want to chit-chat anymore. I'll leave in the comment box below. I will leave a link to the Facebook group of my dealer. Her name is Brittany. She's very lovely. She also does... she'll give you punch cards. If you buy 10 items from her, you get a free pair of leggings. And don't worry if you happen to be mail order like I am. And so she's not able to repunch the card. She'll just send you a new card each time, and you just hang on to them until you get 10. So She's really sweet, and I know she ships very fast, of course, depending on where you are. You know, it will vary how long you get it. I'm just a state away and a few hours away, so I usually get my stuff the next business day or the next business day after that. But she does ship very fast. It does seem like I get my email tracking information pretty soon after I pay. Anyway, so thanks very much, and I hope you take care. I will see you in the next video. I have a few other favorite things of 2017 that I'm going to be picking apart and flapping my gums over. So take care. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Hi, it's me back with a little snippet here. There's two things that I forgot to point out that were on my checklist here that I didn't cover in a timely manner when I was already on the topic. One of them, I was talking about how lightweight and thin the fabric is. I just wanted to point out that that also means that they take up less space in your drawers. And if your home is a lot like ours, where storage is kind of at a premium and hard to come by even in your dresser drawers, it can be a lifesaver. On the right here we have a pair of my Walmart Danskin leggings, and on the left is 3 pairs of LuLaRoes, and you can see that they take up approximately the same amount of space. So that's really awesome. If space is at a premium in your house. I probably won't replace these when they finally wear out, just because I get more value for my storage space with the LuLaRoe, and you can see they're already pretty pilled and faded and kind of on their way out the door anyway. The other thing that I wanted to point out, I was talking about my dislike of some of the patterns that they have. A lot of it has to do with some of the geometric patterns. Whoever's cutting the patterns and then sewing them together is sometimes on drugs. Just the way that they match or don't match at the seams and the crotch are just way off. I've seen some that look like big arrows pointing at crotches and stuff, and it's like, oh my goodness, how could they do that? You know, not even a mind. It's one thing to not line up a pattern, to take the time to line up a pattern, but it's quite another to just deliberately not even pay attention to how something is going together. So if you're shopping for LuLaRoe and your consultant is not holding up a pair of pants by the waist with the legs dangling down so you can see the whole thing, ask her to do that and just take a quick peek at the front and back and make sure that there's nothing glaring going on the butt or the front part. Just to make sure that it looks nice in an aesthetically pleasing way for yourself. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.